I wanted to fill the level Super Bell Hill with Meowsers, and when I first added Meowser to Super Bell Hill, this happened. He was upside down, and then he took a few steps, and he flew away. So I fixed the Meowsers being upside down, and I added a few more. The level starts. Mario is still terrified of the Meowsers coming towards him, and they still fly away. So I fixed that, so now one of these terrifying Meowsers comes charging towards you. You might know that you can get a coin circle if you ground pound in this spot here in the normal level, but now there's a P switch here. The blue switch is not suspicious at all, right? You could let me know in a comment if you had hit this switch if you were Mario here. When you hit this switch, you hear something off to the side, and there's another Meowser. The Meowser comes towards you, pauses, and jumps off the level. Goodbye, Meowser. Remember how Bowser was resting on top of a POW block in the Great Tower of Bowserland? Well, we now have Bowser guarding the first block that has a Super Bell in it here. And you definitely want to be careful because Bowser's even destroying his own minions with that fire. So if you hit this block here that's under Meowser, we can finally not defeat this Meowser. It actually does nothing. So I added a POW block here, and if you hit that POW block, Bowser flies away, you hear the first note of the victory theme start to play, but then the music just completely stops. This is the most anticlimactic victory I have ever seen. Mario just continues through the level normally after that. So there's still another Goomba ready for Mario to defeat after that. So Mario jumps on it, and it looks like Mario picked on the wrong Goomba today. A Meowser spawns behind him and stomps on over, just barely missing him. And if you look at this from another angle, you can see that the Meowser keeps on going. You might be wondering what's inside these wooden crates if you break them. You might be thinking that it's something that starts with meow and rhymes with Bowser. So Mario shoots a fireball to destroy the crate, and a Meowser drops down like, "How dare you break these crates? I love these crates!" And then he stomps over Mario. Mario walks down and gets ready to collect an innocent little coin that should just spawn more coins, right? That's what normally happens if you get this coin. Well, this coin actually does spawn the coin line that it normally spawns, but it also spawns a Meowser that starts running towards Mario, and it keeps going after that. It looks like the floor does not matter for this Meowser. Mario goes through the level and he runs into the next set of Goombas that are here, and when he defeats one Goomba, 2 more Goombas appear from that. And when he defeats another Goomba, 2 more Goombas appear. Mario feels like he's not ready for this fight yet, so he gets the green star and continues through the level. Up here, Meowser is guarding a clear pipe to the next part of the level, and he's already destroyed all of the Goombas that are normally here. Mario is wondering how he could ever get past this Meowser, when suddenly, as he's looking around, he has an idea. He sees a bomb up here, he grabs the bomb, jumps down, throws the bomb, it explodes, and that actually defeats the Meowser. Again, we have a single note of victory music play, and then the music just stops in the level. In the second half of Super Bell Hill, we have a Meowser resting in the pond. The Sprixie with binoculars gives us a view ahead at the end of the level, showing us that there are Meowsers by the goal. Or maybe they're showing that the Meowser itself is the goal. I tried throwing shells at this Meowser to see if that would defeat it, since we know that POW blocks and bombs both work, but I couldn't defeat it with a shell. The shell would either miss or explode. Even if I popped into the shell, I couldn't defeat the Meowser with the Koopa shell. And you might have noticed this, but Meowser is blasting fire at that rabbit, and it is still okay. But once Mario touches that rabbit, it disappears and gives you a green star. I got a star power-up and went into this pipe, and it's funny that bombs and POW blocks can defeat Meowser, but the superstar power-up doesn't defeat this Meowser. I tried running into the Meowser from different angles, and nothing would work. I had a video where I tested dropping bosses into lava and defeating them with explosions, and that was actually one of my most popular videos, and you might enjoy that video after this video, so I also wanted to test using bullet bills on this Meowser. The funny thing is, the bullet bills would go straight through Meowser, but they would still explode on contact with other enemies like Koopa Troopas, so it looks like Bowser, or Meowser, really is the king of the Koopas. Mario went up to get a Mega Mushroom before continuing across the bridge, and perhaps surprisingly, the Mega Mushroom also isn't good enough to take out Meowser like this. Mario actually has to just walk by the Meowser on the bridge, because walking into Meowser as Mega Mario doesn't defeat him. I also thought that we didn't have enough Meowsers at the start of the level, so I added a lot more Meowsers here, and I think this could make for a nice thumbnail maybe. I have had a level where Mario takes on hundreds of Goombas with explosions, and that's really satisfying to watch, and it's also very satisfying to go around Super Bell Hill with lots of Meowsers there, throwing bombs and bombs at the Meowsers, exploding them, and it's pretty funny that a game mechanic like this actually works. It's definitely not the intended way of defeating Meowser, because you're normally supposed to use the POW Block that's under this Meowser in the Great Tower of Bowserland, but I'm really happy that Mario is making good use of what's available to him. He's thinking smart, and he's taking out Meowsers with explosions. Near the end of the level by the goal pole, there are a lot of Meowsers shooting out fire here. Mario pops out of the warp box, goes back for a Superstar and Super Bell power-up that were stored here, and he runs up to the final part of Super Bell Hill. There are many floating Meowsers. There are sitting Meowsers shooting out fire, and a goal pole right over there. Normally, there are lots of Meowsers like this near the end of the level, the Great Tower of Bowserland, and there are lots of Sprixies near that goal pole in that level. But if you put this final goal pole in Super Bell Hill, then the Sprixies that are normally around the goal pole don't appear. So we have two options. We can either bring this level to the Great Tower of Bowserland and see what happens, or we can bring the final goal pole to Super Bell Hill. And both options are really funny, so I'll show you both of them, and let me show you first what happens if you bring this level to the Great Tower of Bowserland. If we bring this level that I just made to the Great Tower of Bowserland, this changes the lighting of the level a bit, making it more dramatic, and I like how this looks. The level is still just like we made it before, but the only difference is that the game now thinks that we are in the Great Tower of Bowserland instead of Super Bell Hill. So when we go to the goal pole, all of the Sprixies will now be there. And now I'll show you what happens when we get this goal pole here. When you get this goal pole, it's really funny to see Mario and all the Sprixies celebrating here, while in the background, all the Meowsers are roaring and shooting fire. It's like, excuse me Mario, it's not time to celebrate, Bowser hasn't been defeated yet. But maybe the Meowsers are just out here celebrating with us. If you bring the final goal pole to the regular Super Bell Hill, you'll notice that the Sprixies aren't here, but that the goal pole is a lot lighter than normal. If you actually get this goal pole, which is supposed to be the goal pole in the Great Tower of Bowserland, the Sprixie music still plays, and the camera moves as if it's focusing on the Sprixies, even though they're not here. It's like this happy music is playing because we're celebrating all of the Meowsers being here. Mario is really having a big celebration for someone that just completed Super Bell Hill. Imagine if he had a big celebration like this every time he completed any level. If you like this video, I really recommend you check out my video about what happens if you get the goal pole during random boss fights. There's so much funny and glitchy stuff that happens, and I really appreciate you watching this video. I hope you all have an amazing day ahead of you, and take care, everybody.